And let's take a look at the results of this crack inspection process. In the first column, it's a table of results. Here's the unit number, and we can see that this unit has been checked once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So there's this each time it's inspected, we create a new wrap. This was finished on this date, and we can see that the unit is in condition A, which means just check it on the next inspection. Each individual car is in the condition A, which is a good place to be. It means we haven't found any cracks. There are no crack positions, and the maximum crack size is 0. On the second time we inspected the vehicle, we found the same thing again, no cracks. It's in a very good position. On the third time we inspected the unit, we found a change. So the change has been to move the unit from A to B. So B mean that this is a unit that is running around with more risk because we found a crack. We found a crack in car 1 because that's also got the B result. Crack 2 and car 2, 3 and 4 are still okay. The crack count is now 1. It occurs at this position. It's on the DMS car. It's at wheel 3-4 position, and the well position is position 1, and the crack size is 3 millimeters. And there's even a little picture here of the tiny crack, and it's hard to see at the moment because it's so short. The next time that we inspect the vehicle, on check number 4, we've found exactly the same thing. We've still got 1 crack. We've got it's at the same position, and it's increased now to 52, and it's a little bit more evident. As I roll down to subsequent inspections, what we can see is on the next inspection, we have actually found cracks in. We found 2 cracks on inspection number 5. We found a crack in the DMS car, wheelset 34P1, which is the one we've already found. Then we found another one in position PF, which is the floor plate. So that's a new crack that's been found. So we're now managing this crack and this crack. And to make things worse, this crack has gone up to 134 millimeters, but it's still in condition B. It means it's below the critical crack size, and it's safe to keep running the unit. Moving down to the final one, final check 6 is this needs to be taken out of service because the crack size has increased to beyond the critical size, so it's actually been removed from service. This is looking at all the checks, but if I just want to look at the state of the fleet, imagine if I had hundreds of units on here being inspected. If I just say, show me the state of the fleet, then all I have to do is say, get the last frozen version. That's the last signed off version. The last signed off version shows this. And let's just maybe jump into here to see where this information has come from. Now, I'm interested in this 300 millimeters because it worries me. So I'm going to click into there, and it's going to open the wrap, and it's going to show me where that number has come from. That number has come from the results summary. So the results summary here is saying that it's 300 units. The unit result is out of service, needs to be taken out of service, and there's some other details on here, like the job card, the exam that it was done on, and we can look at other. So this is just the front sheet of the inspection. If we look at the record sheet, then here we see a picture of the unit. We've got the wheel positions and that kind of thing, and we're checking all these positions down here. But what we will be doing is paying particular attention to this one here, which is a 300 millimeters. So I've entered 300 millimeters in here, and it's told me that it's out of service. So the result for the whole unit is out of service, and the result for the whole car is out of service. This now is the second car in this fleet. And the other thing that we're told to do, we can't just put a crack in there. We've actually got a crack in this position, and we've got we have to actually upload a photo. So just think, oh, there's the other crack. This is the crack in the floor plate, which is showing that we've got a propagating crack, which puts it in condition B. So there's 2 cracks on this thing, and we're forced to upload 2 photos. This is the first photo, and you can zoom in using this feature here, or you can check the second picture. You can zoom in on that as well to have a look in a bit more detail. We also have to put some notes in, so this is saying photo 1, and you have to say what position it is. Now this weld is frozen because it's been signed as complete, so we're not allowed to make any changes to this from this point on. Maybe what we could do is go back to our previous table, and we'll create a new inspection from scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new wrap. So from here I get create new wrap. That's what I want to do, because I'm going to go to an entirely different unit, and I'm going to choose a unit from a different fleet of cars as well. So in here I've got the drop down list of units. We've got 465 fleet, we've got 466 fleet down here. A 465 fleet is a 4-car unit, so I can show you how we'll change from the 2-car report that you've seen to a 4-car report. So if I just select a unit number by clicking there. So what I've got to do now, this is saying what's the star says, what it doesn't at this point know what check it is. So if I'm going to just hit the save button, and it's going to go and check the records for this unit 465905, and it's actually found this is the first time we've done an inspection on that. I'm going to put a job card number in there, and I'm going to put an exam in there, so I'm going to put X1, although I don't really know what exam it's made part of. There's some tick boxes here. So have we followed all the safety instructions? So is the unit in the condition it needs to be inspected? Are all the materials listed in the job available? I'll say yes. And is all the safety equipment available? Now, when I tick this off, you can see that I'll then be able to sign this signature. At the moment, this signature is deactivated, but the logic has said, okay, I've got ticks in all these boxes here, you're good to start. So I'm going to put a username, a password in there, and we can sign it. And this is now the digital signature. So the digital signature has set this up. So this is, as I say, if we go to the record car now, we're not actually seeing a 2-car unit, we're now seeing a 4-car unit. So and at each of these positions here, we've got 9 checks to make. Now, all the logic for the checks is different. So at this position here, I know that you can actually live with a small. You can live with a small crack. So it tolerates cracks up to I think about 300 millimeters or so. So at this spot, we just say this: we've got a propagating crack, but it's not reached a critical length. It's safe to run further until that crack grows to a bit to the critical size. Maybe I'll take it to the critical size. I think it's about 300 or so, or maybe I'll put 350 in to make sure. 350. There we go. Now, a long crack is telling us we need to go out of we're going to have to take this out of service. But let's just return it back to something sensible. We check all the positions. If you don't know what the positions are, there is a little bit of help here. And if we're looking for weld number 5, see if I didn't know where that was, I'll look at weld number 5, and now it's going to retrieve a result for me to show me where weld number 5 is. So that's the floor plank position, and weld number 5 is there. So inspectors know where to look. So I'm going to go back to the record sheet. I don't know the details of inspector number 5, but it may be that any crack is intolerable here, I think. So if I'm going to put a crack of 3, yeah, okay. Any crack at this position is intolerable. So it's saying that's got to come out of service. We're not even going to tolerate little cracks. So we've got, now, if I try to sign this off, I can't do so. I can't sign this off because it's telling me a photo of the crack must be uploaded in the photo tab, and we want a photo of each one. So I'm going to go to the photo tab. I'm going to go, let's add a picture. And let's hope that I can find a sensible picture. So I'm going to put this picture in for the first crack that I saw. And I'm going to put another picture in for the second crack. If you're using a mobile device, you could just actually take a photo. So that's a second picture of a crack, which is great. Now, at the moment, I still can't sign this off. So I go back to the record sheet. It'll be still, the signature there will be still inactive. So what I need to do, it recognises now that I've got 2 photos to cover both cracks, but I also need to put in a description. It's a small crack. And call this a new crack. And we need to say which of these photographs. We've got 2 photographs. So the first one was, I think, in that car there, this wheel 7/8 position, and the second one was at a different position, the P5 position. And I can now go through to the record sheet and I can sign that off quite happily. So I can now say that that work is now complete. I can sign it off, and I'll also get the inspector, the supervisor rather, to sign that off as well. And then that it means that's the freeze signature. So at this point we can't, nobody can change this record. This is then a frozen record. And we'll just go to the front page again. We will find that the summaries here. We've got 2 cracks, 2 positions, maximum crack length of 10. And if I go back into my report and look at my fleet results, we should find that this unit is a new unit. It was a 465 unit. I do know that. So if I look at 465, so I'm just filtering the units. So I know why it's not working. It was let me. It's because it's looking for a specific number. I need to remember the unit number. So I'm gonna just scroll down actually. 465905. This one here. We've got check number 1. Done it on this day. The result is we need to take it out of service. Maximum crack length 10, and you can see that everything's there. Maybe I'll use. Okay. The true. So I'm just looking at the last frozen records. So in fact, I've only got 2 records here for the fleet. So I'm seeing check 6 for this unit, and I'm seeing check 1 for this unit. So that is in fact an entire set of results for the fleet at the moment. But at the moment, we're just using 2 cars, each in different fleets. So I hope that explains how this is going to work and how it's going to help you manage and stay on top of the state of the fleet to keep this fleet running safely in service with fatigue issues. Thanks for listening.